Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Gambit, and today I want to go over 4 pretty cool classes that I think will help new players, or players who might be struggling with the game a little bit, help you learn how to get better at the game with characters who kind of focus your skill set down so that you don't have to struggle with learning every possible thing all at once. You know, there's so many skills in this game, from footwork and distance to parry timing to attack timing and stabs and angle of attack and chambers and matrixing and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, that it can get pretty overwhelming pretty quickly. I have found that's what really has helped me get better at the game, is building classes that take some of the pressure in some areas off me so that I can just kind of focus down on other things. So with that said, I wanted to get into these 4 classes. Now, if you disagree with anything, just try to keep in mind I'm talking primarily to people who are brand new at the game or people who might be struggling with the game. So if you're like an advanced player, I'm not saying these classes are right for you. I'm saying you're probably past this point. But I do think that this will help newer players get better at the game. Now, if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. I'd love to talk to other people and kind of get different takes on this so that we can all kind of learn together. So feel free to leave a comment down below if you disagree with anything. With all that said, let's get right into it. The first class that I want you to build for yourself, I call my defensive class because it's one of the few that I actually used that uses a shield. It uses a heater shield and the short spear. Now, I really like this character for new players because there are so many things in this game that require good timing that it can get really overwhelming. I'm sure we've all been there when we're brand new and we get overwhelmed and suddenly we're just spamming the parry button. They call it panic parrying because you're just doing it, praying that you're gonna land your parries. You start spamming, stabbing, and just swinging wildly, and you're just hoping that you're doing something good, but you're not really learning anything. You're not doing anything with the technique. You're just panicking. This can help you out a lot because now your defense no longer requires perfect timing. Now you can just hold the button down, block your attacks, and focus on other things. And the other cool thing is with the short spear, despite its name, is one of the longest weapons in the game. So you can focus on kind of footwork and distance and just timing your attacks so that you're out of reach of your opponents, assuming your opponent isn't also using a short spear or a longer weapon. You can time your attacks so that you're out of range of their strikes while within range of your weapon, so they can swing at you and you're at no risk really of being hit, and then you immediately follow up with a stab that'll hit them before they've even recovered from their missed swing, and boom, free hit. Now, because this is for a brand new player, I'm kind of armoring him pretty heavily head to toe. He's got medium leg armor, but otherwise it's all heavy. Once you kind of get used to this build, you could drop the leg armor to nothing to give yourself room for other perks. To start with, I went with Second Wind, which is a great perk that gives you bonus stamina every time you land a shot. Because the shield is kind of a stamina hog, and every time you block a shot, you're going to be taking some stamina drain. This can help you kind of get some of it back. You really want to be looking out for your stamina. You don't want to, if you drop to 0 stamina, you're going to drop your shield on 1 hit, and then you're still going to be at 0 stamina, and you're going to lose that spear before long. So this is a good perk for that. If you wanted to, you could maybe dump Second Wind for Bloodlust. If you can, I don't know where you would get the last point from, but you could drop your leg armor to 0, maybe the helmet to medium, but that's risky. But you still have the shield, so it'd probably be okay. Bloodlust would let you kind of get into the thick of it. I wouldn't do this on dual servers, but you know, on like skirmish or frontline or something, this might be good. But if you're just practicing dueling, which is something I definitely recommend all new players do, jump into a dueling server where you can just get in 1v1s and not have to worry about other people interfering. So you can just practice your timings and your chambering and, you know, the basic core fundamental game mechanics. This is a great character for that. Once you feel like you got that stuff down, I would move on to the offensive character, who is pretty similar, but this one is, you can definitely use this guy for duels, and I definitely recommend that you do so. But this guy really excels at frontline and skirmish and places where you're going to find yourself up against several opponents. You have to worry about your defensiveness here. You have 0 leg armor. You have no shield, so your timings are going to be super important to get right. But the cool thing about this guy is you can one-shot most people with that war axe, or at least 2-shot them. And what I like to do with this guy is just kind of run up behind people while they're fighting other guys and just hit them in the back. It's crazy, but it's really effective, and you know, you can start learning timing. You can start learning how to maneuver around your opponents. You know, you're using distractions in this particular example, but you can also get into 1v1s. Learn your parry timings. Learn your swings. The spear from the last character is a very stab heavy weapon. The swings aren't super useful with that weapon. You can still do them, but you're not going to do a lot of damage. But the axe is pretty much all stabbing, or all swinging, sorry. You're doing no stabbing at all with this weapon. It's very effective, it's very deadly, but now you got to be watching those parries. You got to learn your defensive skills a lot better. The cool thing about this character is once you get good with him, you can actually find yourself taking on 1v2s, maybe even 1v3s, and all you have to do is land a kill. Even if you take some damage, you land a kill, that Bloodlust perk is going to get you back up to full health. This is a very effective character. Even once you get better at the game, this is still a very effective character. I might tweak 1 or 2 things as you get better, but for starting off, this is great. Once you get past that defensive character, go on to this. The next character is what I call the balance character. He's basically the knight. He uses heavy armor, head to toe, and the longsword. The longsword is one of my favorite, probably my favorite weapon to get good at the game with, because it doesn't do anything the best, but it does everything pretty darn good. So what I like to do is take this and teach myself chambering, teach myself stab timings, swing timings, drags and excels and all this stuff. By the way, if you don't know what any of this stuff is that I'm talking about, in a future video, I'm going to go over all of that stuff. So feel free to leave the channel a subscription, and I will definitely be posting some more videos in the very near future for this. But anyway, the longsword is a great all-rounder weapon. So between that and the head-to-toe armor in this case is really good because you're going to take damage, you're going to get hit while you're learning, you know, your parry timings, your riposting, all that stuff. You're going to get hit, but the heavy armor is going to prevent you from getting one-shot killed by almost every weapon. I think the maul can one-tap the head, but literally everything else is going to take 2, 3, 4, sometimes more hits. So that's a lot of mistakes you can make and still stay in the fight. This is a great character. Doesn't matter what mode you're playing. Now, if you wanted to, I've got Friendly and Tenacious. Tenacious is good because it helps you regenerate your health faster. Friendly is good, well, for one, because you might hit your teammates with the longsword. But I actually use this so that I reduce my damage taken from other players who might be swinging to me. You don't really have a lot of options for defending yourself against teammates who are just swinging wildly. So between the armor and this perk, that should help out a ton. But if you wanted to, you could drop both these perks and your leg armor if you're feeling confident. Jump onto Bloodlust, and then you're kind of basically doing the offensive heavy character, just with a longsword, but at least with the longsword's great because you can always turn it around in the alternate grip and start bashing people with your pommel, and you can slay really armored opponents that way. The last character I want to talk about is just an archer. You can really go a lot of routes with this. I do recommend that everyone kind of learn all aspects of the game, even though I feel like you're going to have the most fun playing the melee characters. It's good to understand what the archer's capabilities are. I like the recurve bow for the archer because the recurve bow, while it's the least damaging bow in the game, it's also the fastest, and you get the most arrows. So what I like to do is I like to armor up a little bit. Nothing crazy. Just medium chest armor, light head armor. And then just go onto the front lines and just start... I'm not really even sniping. I'm aiming for bowmen mostly, but I'm mostly just trying to shoot into team fights and stuff, so that if 3 of my teammates are fighting 2 enemies or whatever, I can maybe help them out. Or if if 2 enemies are attacking 1 teammate, maybe I can take one out for them. If you're using any of the bows, you want to be aiming for archers primarily and lightly armored guys also. You always want to be going for headshots, especially with the recurve bow, because if you're aiming for the chest of heavy armored opponents, it's going to take a lot of hits to take them out. With this character, I'm using Huntsman, which deals more damage against enemies who are armed with a bow. It says with a quiver. I think that means that if they pick up a bow in the middle of a fight, they're only gonna have 3 shots, so they won't. I guess that doesn't count. But if they start the game with a bow, they'll have a quiver. You'll do more damage again. And Ranger's cool because it lets you move at full speed with the bow. If I had to not take one of these, I wouldn't take Huntsman. Ranger's really nice. It lets you move around quickly. And then Friendly again, because you probably are going to miss a lot of shots while you're getting good with the bow, and you're probably going to hit your teammates and stuff. This is a cool character. I don't really use this character a lot, but it's a good one. So again, I hope this helps you guys out. These are 4 pretty decent characters, especially these 3. These are really good characters to help you learn the game. So if this video helped you out, please give it a like. Also, consider subscribing because I plan to do a lot more Mordhau content in the future, especially content for more advanced players. Right now, I'm just trying to do some beginner stuff because since we're all kind of learning the game together. Also, I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon to 6 Eastern on Twitch. You can get all of my links to all my social medias down below in the description. Please come, stop by, say hi. I'd love to hang out with you guys. And that's all I got for you guys this time. Until next time, see you guys later.